Hey there internet, Keeve here, and welcome to the Cars of Keeve YouTube channel. In this video, we're doing that once a year chore that I don't necessarily hate, but I don't like at the same time, and that is to bring the Swisstrax up and clean out underneath. Now, these videos always attract the pro epoxy crowd, and some of them can be very, very toxic. So just ignore them in the comments. I respond to them. It's engagement either way. It means that it's getting out beyond my reach and people are coming in and bashing the Swisstrax. But you'll see from my situation, the drain channels underneath and everything, the way I had it designed, is that the best way to design it? Probably not. I don't care. I did it my way I want to do it. It's my way or the highway. And Swisstrax is the floor for it. And I love this style tile. I have the Amazon cheaper ones in my garage upstairs, and I have the Swisstrax down here. Why would I use Swisstrax here? Well, because this is a very wet surface. I like these better. I just think that this is a better flooring for doing work and stuff on. The cheaper ones, it's just for parking cars on. I don't do any work on those, but I've actually had mobile tire services come in and change tires and stuff on those, and with jacks and everything, and there's no damage to any of the tiles. They work just perfect. So let's just get right into it. You can check the links below for anything in the video. Like, comment, subscribe, product tags, discount codes are down there as well. Hype points, if you feel deserved, you can give them to me. If not, I'll show you a small creator at the end of the video that you can support. Let's have some fun. First thing we gotta do is I gotta move everything out of here so I can bring all the shelves that are over there this way. And since I put the Swisstrax on this side this time, I don't know if you can see them, much cleaner looking, but now I can glide my shelves all the way down these aisles. Before, when it was the concrete floor, is a much different move from one level down to the other level. Should be much easier. Well, when it whirls, when it twirls, two little beautiful girls. As you can see, everything has been moved, and the whole design of this build with these very lightweight cabinets was just to make it easy to get everything out to move the Swisstrax. If you have like a cabinet array or something like that, you would install that more likely beforehand and then install the Swisstrax around them so you don't have to worry about moving those. I just find this a lot easier, especially now that I can just run it in, and if I need to, I can move the trash can. I can get to inside any one of these cabinets on either side if I need to get anything out to do anything here. The next thing to do is to pick up the Swisstrax. And what a lot of people don't know is that these can be taken up in massively large sections. Really, the only thing that's stopping you from taking as large a chunk as possible is the opening of your garage door to bring them outside, or, you know, working around stuff. It's just easier to do sections of 3 to 4 rows, and then you just got like 3 and bring them in, and then you put them back together, and it's really, really easy. Let's go. All right, there she is. I don't see currently any mold. Is it? I don't know. It's just powder, dirt of some sort right there. That's the drain for the AC system. We just got dirt. We have a lot of salt, sodium that comes up through the concrete. I really can't stop. That's where all the epoxy stuff fails. Right there as well. You just got a lot of stuff in there. A lot of debris that's in the channels is literally the old epoxy that got wore off, and it's now sitting in these channels. And over here, I mean, it looks, you could say maybe it looks like mold, but this is where we come in and out of the garage. This is just, it's just dirt and dust, chemical dries, stuff like that. As you can see, resin beads everywhere from all of the DI testing that I do. Maybe you can understand why I did this way. Obviously, I did it myself, and I didn't get deep enough to where it was going to like hurt the foundation or whatever's going on here. I didn't want to go into the rebar, and I didn't want to build a big old drain because the only way to get it out was under here. The septic cleanout is right there. It goes right through here. We didn't want to go down and wind up hitting it, and it would cost so much money, and then I still would have to make sure the floor was level. So I'd have to sand that down, grind that down. And just by digging these channels at different depths, I was able to drain all the water right out. And it's not pretty, right? But it works for me. I didn't use the garage to do any washing for 2 days to let it all dry out. Ran the dehumidifier setting for this full 2 days. And now we can just sweep this out. It's easier this time of year because we don't use air conditioning, so it doesn't condensate out of the unit. So we don't get much water. But in the summertime, when the unit's running AC all the time, we get a lot more condensation water going through the channel from here out that way. And leaf blower, kind of out of the question because we're just going to throw dirt up into the air and then we're going to wind up having to deal with dust all over my stuff. You get all this dirt in here. I'm going to make a nice looking thumbnail. I mean, you got to say already, that looks even better. I might make an executive decision here to not pressure wash this because it's just a dirty floor that in the end, if this floor ever comes up, I'm going to redo it all anyway, right? All right, we have my favorite, the Ryobi 1 gallon shop vac. I have their 5 gallon portable on wheels. I have their 3 gallon. I have a rigid Pro Pack 4 gallon, but I end up always going back to this little one because it's so portable, it's powerful. I have an 8 amp hour battery on it, high performance. Obviously you have to change it out more often, but I love it. Now that we got the big stuff out of the way, we come back with the broom, loosen up everything that's in the channels, and then come back with a little bit finer of a fitting so we can get everything up. We got our flatter, smaller piece right here to pick up stuff even better. And these are rigid, these are Home Depot, just rigid extensions. The 1 1/4 inch fits right on here. Let's see what we got in here after just that area. That's 1 year's worth of dirt in that one area. And most of this is just from the lawnmowers and stuff. You know, that's where most, all the fine dirt's coming from the cars. All their stuff's leaves being blown in, grass, like I said, from the lawnmower, stuff like that. Well, there you go. And in typical Keith fashion, when I rotated the camera around to look this way, I didn't hit record. So one thing I do want to do at some point, I want to put some stationary cameras in here, some waterproof, weatherproof ones that are going to record 24/7 on a computer, not Wi-Fi. So I can always have content. We have our Pump Zero Power Wand hooked up to a gallon here, and this has Purple Power Extreme Power at their 5 ounces per gallon heaviest solution. This is just a quick connect. This goes onto your gallon jug, and that goes right on. So you can buy a bunch of those and swap out. These are pretty cool. The video for this should have been out already. Now, whether or not this was designed for this probably alkaline of a cleaner, and it's a degreaser, it's probably going to break it. But I'm going to see what it can do. I'm pretty sure this Purple Power by itself would be enough to get the rinse out. Because we definitely don't want to let this dry. I think what I'll do is after I throw this down, I'll let it sit for a minute and then I'll probably wet it down so it doesn't dry and give me a little more friction for my broom. Looks like a gallon should be enough. This would work really good for lawn stuff too. I mean, this spray pattern is pretty legit. That worked amazingly well. I'm going to wash this out now. Now, definitely best to put some distilled deionized water. Run that through so we don't leave any gunked on chemicals and stuff in the sprayer head. Anytime you have an electric pump sprayer like this, that's what you want to do. We have our gray Flexzilla as always here with our Ely spray head, Ely quick connect, and then I have an adapter here that converts garden hose to 1/4 inch quick disconnect. That's our Rancovo. Then I have the Keeve nozzle, which is a 1/4 inch shower nozzle. I have it on the 0.3 millimeter setting. Let me turn off my DI water because I don't want to waste it. And that just creates a shower. That's really good for rinsing and really good for just, I just want to make sure this is nice and wet. I don't want that powerful cleaner to dry in here before I get to those areas. It's already had a chance to work. Yeah, pressure washing would have been bad. Just this alone picked up a lot of the gray epoxy pieces for sure. And another one of the main reasons I do this during the wintertime is not just because I pick a day, it's like 50 outside, so it's not bad. But also the grass is dormant and brown, so I'm not, if I'm using any harsh chemicals at high dilutions, I'm not hurting the grass at all. Let some of that drain out. There we go. Very, very nice. Like I said, it's not perfect. I think a surface cleaner with a pressure washer would have gotten most of this up. I just don't feel like dealing with it. I don't feel like dealing with the spray in the air and all that kind of crap, and it's just gonna get dirty again. So, fresh start. I got mad one day. Threw a hammer at this. That's gonna stand out. Yeah, that is for real standing out. Holy crap. As you can see, the floor is still kind of stained. As you can see, I replaced the tile right there. That is the same colored tile. I'm definitely going to need to do something different or just deal with it. There you go. And actually without the cabinets, you can see why I hide everything with the cabinets, because this vinyl paneling sucks. It's too thin. It warps. It's weird. At some point, we're going to replace with the gray that you saw earlier on some of the other walls. We're going to replace the whole thing with that gray FRP board. It's going to be much, much better. Floor is great. You see, it's still stained. I'm just going to have to get down there with a polisher, I guess, and take it out or figure out something. Let me know in the comments if you know how to clean these. You saw the one tile I replaced. It's brand new. Makes all the rest of them look really ugly. But you know what? I'm just going to leave it there. Who cares? Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Check out the product codes, discount codes down below as well. Hype points, if you feel I deserve them, you throw them away. If not, here's a small creator that you can support. So today it's the outdoor detailer. You see I have a video here, DIY detail Envy. I love Envy. They actually reduced the price recently. On the comments on mobile, you can swipe to the left. See, I can hype him up. Hit them hype points. I can give him 2.6 thousand hype points. Now he has 10,520. Now that YouTuber has to be partnered with YouTube. They have to have less than 500,000 subscribers, and that video has to be posted in the last 7 days. So there you go. I'll see you in the next video. Are you? Before I let this dry, there. Come on. And then my microphone got stuck to the shelf. Okay.